What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of the Brothers of Deconstruction here, and I'm bringing you my super late review for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, first things first, spoilers ahead. Second, watch the movie. Let's get that out of the way right now. This is a really, really entertaining movie. I think it at least deserves you to rent it, and I think you will enjoy it. It's a really, really enjoyable movie. Some people don't. There were a lot of people actually that didn't really like it. That didn't feel like it was important to the MCU or it seemed insignificant. I disagree. There were a lot of things in the movie that happened that I think deserve a closer look at, which I'll go over. But giving a rundown of the film really, really quickly, this is about Hope and Hank trying to bring back Janet Van Dyne. That's the basis of the movie. Now, everything else that happens around trying to the technology that they create to bring Janet back. Scott from the first Ant-Man movie, when he came back from the quantum realm, and you can go back and watch it, there's a glimpse of Janet. This movie starts out with a flashback of Hank and Janet disarming the missile, but Janet had to go subatomic to do so. He lost her forever, so he thought. Once Scott came back, he figured, hey, that's an opportunity right there to bring her back. With that information in Scott's head, they need that because they can use that to possibly locate her in case that she gave him that information. So that's why they bring Scott into the mix. So they can get that information from him, send him back home because he's on house arrest for what he did in Germany in Civil War. And he has 3 days left before his house arrest ends. So they just need that and they'll send him back and they'll, bring Janet back and everything will be okay. Walton Goggins plays Sonny Birch, who's the black market dealer that Hope and Hank get their tech from to build this quantum tunnel to bring back Janet. Sonny doesn't know that they're building a quantum tunnel to bring Janet back. Sonny thinks that they're building some type of quantum energy source, and he thinks that that's going to be a big play, and that's the next move versus repulsor tech and all the AI and all this other stuff. So he wants to get in business with them because that's what he thinks that they're doing. So he tries to hold the last component that they need hostage and say, look, I want to jump in. I got people that are willing to pay $1 billion for this technology. Like, let's get this done. Hope takes it anyway. Ghost gets involved. Ghost is Ava Starr, the daughter of Elias Starr. He's more known as Egghead, and he's a prominent Ant-Man villain in the comics. When she was little, giving a rundown of her backstory, Elias worked with Bill Foster, played by Lawrence Fishburne, Hank Pym, and I'm guessing Janet as well, at S.H.I.E.L.D. He got excommunicated. Hank said that he was a traitor, so, he turned him in. He got excommunicated, but he went on to try to continue his work because they worked on some quantum energy thing back in the day as well. I don't know if it was a quantum tunnel. While doing that, there was an accident, there was an explosion that killed Elias and his wife and gave Ava the phasing ability that she has in the film. So right then and there, you understand, we didn't learn about this until later, but that makes Ghost a sympathetic villain. And this is another movie where Marvel hits the nail on the head with a good villain for a movie. Now, I don't personally subscribe to the idea that Marvel had a bad track record of villains in their movies, but that's a video for another time. So what I liked about this movie is the comedy and the heart. And it really, contrary to popular belief, to me, in my opinion, this story feels like it matters. It really does. Everything matters. So, obviously the overall end goal is to bring Janet back. And this goes into my, my rebuttal for people that don't think this movie is really significant for the bigger MCU. Who does Sonny work for? Like, who does he work for? He said later on in the movie, he says he works for some dangerous people that want this technology. Ava says that S.H.I.E.L.D. trained her to be an assassin and do all this other stuff. She's killed people for them. Who has she killed? What missions has she gone on that she has had her hands in? What has she done for S.H.I.E.L.D. and was it really Hydra that she was working for? Like, there are interesting things that you can ask. So obviously everything turns out fine in the movie. I know I'm glossing over it really, really quickly, but I have more questions about smaller things that happen. Scott, gets off house arrest. He finally learns that he can use a partner in Hope. And even Cassie wants to be his partner. She wants to help her dad. And she says, I want to help people like my dad. That's another hint because there was an older actress cast as an older Cassie Lang for Avengers Endgame. There was a casting call that got leaked about that. So, does she become Stature? Like, these are questions. That's why I think that this movie is more important than people would lead one to believe. My only gripe. Now, I like the comedy. I like the heart that the movie has. I like the action scenes. They're really, really creative. The car chase scenes are really creative and cool. This movie has a lot of good things in it. The only thing that I didn't really like, and I think that came out of left field, was Janet's quantum power that she has. She's been down there for 30 years. Now, Bill Foster, since he worked on the quantum thing with Hank before, he's been helping Ava trying to find a cure. They believe that because Janet has been in the quantum realm absorbing quantum energy for 30 years, that they can siphon it from her when she enters our dimension again. And that quantum energy is going to heal Ava. Now, I don't know if it's going to be able to just, heal her completely, like she doesn't have this phasing ability anymore, or if it stops her from constantly being ripped apart and put back together. Because that's how she explained it. Like her molecules are pulled apart and stitched back together every single day. I'm guessing all the time because she's also going through constant pain. They're thinking, hey, we can use that energy that she's absorbed and heal her. So I don't know if it's going to just cure it, like I said, or if it's just going to help her fully control it, like she can do it when she wants. After they bring Janet back, Hank, kind of trips out in the quantum realm. Janet saves him by focusing his mind. She has some type of ability that I'm guessing is obviously related to the quantum realm. But she tells Hank, something happens in the quantum realm, like being down here for that long. It changes you. And I think it's evolution. So Janet has powers now. She heals Ava at the end of the movie, or at least focuses her enough to, where she kind of doesn't phase in and out all the time anymore. And the after credit scene, Scott is gathering quantum energy to help heal her. That's the only thing that I don't like because it really seemed like it came out of left field. Like all of a sudden, Janet has these powers now that were really, really convenient to heal Ava. I mean, I don't have a problem with it because it's better than them killing their villains, which I do think Marvel has a problem with. They always kill their villains. I don't know. That just came out of left field for me. That's probably the only thing that kind of threw me off with regards to the movie. But going forward, is Ghost gonna be a really valuable ally to Ant-Man and the Wasp? Is she just gonna go off and do her own thing? What about Bill Foster? Is he into the fold now? What about the Quantum City that was seen when Hank was going to get Janet? I think it looks like a snow globe. There's like a picture that people have pointed out of this city in the quantum realm, and it just reminds me of a snow globe. If you look it up, hopefully it'll remind you of one too. But I believe even Peyton Reed said that there's a civilization in the quantum realm. What lives there? Is this some other dimension where cosmic beings live? What's in the quantum realm? So I think there are a lot more questions that deserve to get asked and looked into with regards to the bigger MCU. So I know I glossed over that, but I mean at the beginning I said this is a movie that you should watch, and I think it is important to the bigger MCU picture. You should at least rent it and check it out. I own all of the MCU movies. That's just how I am. This was a must-have for me because, again, this has a lot of world-building details in it. And I don't think when people say that it seems insignificant or unimportant to the bigger MCU, that's not giving the creators enough credit for the amount of detail that they put in to the film with regards to world building and little hints and stuff. Ant-Man and the Wasp basically tells us in some type of way, we'll know once we see Endgame, it'll tell us how the Avengers stop Thanos. This movie tells us. Some type of way, this movie tells us with the quantum realm, with time vortexes, something. I guarantee you, after Endgame comes out and people get to all the hardcore people that like really delve in deep and deep dive everything, I guarantee you somebody's gonna find something that gave us the answer to how they survive the snap or the decimation and bring a lot of people back. This is an interesting movie, guys. Check it out. That's really all I can say. Check it out. The Spider-Man Far From Home trailer released earlier today as well. I don't think I'm gonna do a review on it, but it's a really good trailer. You should check it out. Interesting too. Like I love the look of Mysterio. Damn, now I feel like I kind of have to do a video now. Anyway, check out the other Super Late reviews. Like I said in the last one, I have a couple of more coming up for Widows and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I also want to do one on The Incredibles 2 because surprisingly I didn't do a review for The Incredibles 2. So yeah, just keep a lookout for all those videos, guys. Check out the other Super Late reviews. Check out my Avengers Endgame trailer analysis video. Just check out the videos in general, guys. We appreciate the support. Yeah, stay tuned. We got more stuff coming to you. Peace out.